Good Grief has definitely helped me heal. I remember some days coming here feeling sad and then coming out feeling like, wow, that was amazing. I feel so much better now.
I can just tell everybody here and they'll understand how I feel. Like some people at school, when I tell them, they don't really get anything about it.
My husband John died of pulmonary embolism, so it was very sudden. The worst thing ever, having to tell your kids that their father has passed away.
I like coming to Good Grief because there are other kids there that I can talk to without them acting weird around me, and that makes me feel a lot better.
I lost my wife, his mom, Tricia, to breast cancer. You know, there's a phrase that people say, sorry for your loss. And for me, it really felt more like, one should say, I'm sorry for you are lost, because that's really how I felt.
Good Grief is a place that people can come to where they can find the support they need when they experience grief, when there's been a death in their family.
Statistically, it's 1 out of 7 children lose a parent before the age of 20. And without Good Grief, kids throughout this state would have no place to go to begin their healing process, their lifelong grief journey after the death of a parent or sibling.
All of Good Grief programs are free to our families. They attend the program every 2 weeks. Families will, once they are enrolled, can stay for as long as they feel that they need the program.
It's essential for grieving kids to meet other grieving kids because in our society, we really struggle with talking openly about death. It makes us uncomfortable. And so grief can be a naturally isolating experience. And when a child comes to Good Grief and meets other kids, instantly it breaks down barriers. They know they're not alone. There are other people going through it.
As new families come in, it takes you right back to where you were at the same time that they've just experienced a sort of a fresh new death. And you realize that you now have some perspective on this that you didn't have before. And it actually feels good to help someone else.
Having a place that our whole family can gather in and talk about our problems without fear of anyone judging or something like that is a great way to try to move on.
Every time I come, I enjoy it, and it's really helped me cope with my feelings as well as keep on with my life and keep on living.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! Good Grief is a happy place. Sometimes people get the impression that it's very sad, very morose, a lot of tears. It's a very upbeat place where you walk in the door and you feel the kindness and the love and the compassion.
A lot of the kids are just here having fun. They're letting loose. They're being kids. They're being normal kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. One of the things that always troubled me as a kid with a loss is that notion of, well, now you're the man of the house. No, I'm 8 years old. I should still be a kid.
When families arrive for their night of support, they come together. They start off with dinner because it's one less thing that they have to worry about.
If you have, it's loud as anything because the kids are all laughing and people are telling stories, and then we go into our opening circle and everybody goes around the room and just says their name and who died.
I'm Haley, I lost my dad.
I'm Heather, I lost my husband.
I'm PJ, I lost my wife.
And through that experience, they're able to name it out loud and see all the other people in the room who are going through the same thing that they are. So they feel in really magnitude that they are not alone.
The evening progresses from there with all of the families breaking up into various age groups, and our volunteers come in and they take the kids, starting with the younger ones, and they bring them to their rooms.
When they walk into their group, they see, wow, there are other kids like me here.
The real teachers are the kids, and they teach each other, and they process it together.
You still have a dad, he's just in heaven. He just passed away. You still do have a dad.
I go to Good Grief and I'm in my group. I learn from the other kids' experiences, which I can't do in school.
It's a very safe environment where people can open up, be themselves, and talk about things that they really don't feel like they can talk about anywhere else.
They can express their feelings, they can work through their different emotions, they can do a different activity for their different age groups.
Everybody goes into a room and they've got their little bag of problems and each helps each other. It's like a boat and all the oars come out and they help each other. And it's so inspirational. By the end of the night, you can just see everybody's taken another little step.
And a lot of it comes back to you see kids playing here and having fun. That's part of what's creating the safe, comfortable environment that is there for them to allow for the expression of grief or some emotion or some feeling. If it was some rigid, come here and talk about serious stuff all the time, it wouldn't be comfortable, he wouldn't want to come back.
I remember the first night, he came out with a smile on his face, you know, for kind of the first time in quite some time. This is some place that, you know, he can at least recharge.
Many of us talk about wanting to not cry in front of our children, but then eventually we realize that if they don't see us cry, maybe they don't think it's okay for them to cry. And talking with people at Good Grief who feel the same way I do, we just talk about those sort of coping mechanisms and, you know, share with each other what works for us.
It's been really great to have a home that we can call our own. We just feel the warmth is here between the walls.
Our families, one of the first things they said to us when they first pulled into the driveway was, wow, that sign on the front lawn tells everybody that we exist.
We want it to feel like a home, and I think we've succeeded because on any number of occasions, kids have run up to me during the group and said, I wish I could live here. So I think there's really a sense that when they come here, they can hang out, they can play, and boy, wouldn't it be great if I could stay here too.
The tree outside with all of the ribbons on it is tributes to the person, and I promised to John that I would take care of my health to be able to take care of our children.
I wrote to my dad. I said, Dad, I miss you so much and I think about you every day. And then I said, I wish I could just go to one last Yankees game with you because I'd love to do that with him.
Not having Good Grief in my life would definitely be very difficult because I do feel like it's a place to sort of come and vent to people who get it.
If Good Grief weren't here, it would be a major loss because it has become like part of my family. I really could not imagine not having these people in my life, you know, on a regular basis.
And it's just become a big part of our lives and a big part of helping us through our grief process. Right, pal?
And whoever dies still is in your heart.